This is a PSA to everyone out there, guys, and a serious one at that. Well, there honestly may be a black swan around the corner now. Okay? There has been a ton of talks about these banks collapsing quite soon. Now, let's talk about what's really happening, because gold is going on a tear and it's not stopping. It's kind of scaring me because this never happens. You guys realize, right? We're living in a time where these things never happened before. From Unusual Whales, Justin Trump stated economy is unbelievable. Well, don't show Trump what's happening with the regional banks today, right? So he's probably behind on the news. Why? Is gold pumping? Okay, now I understand why it's pumping. Because imagine gold and it has a smell detector, right? Or it's sniffing something out. And it's basically smelling something could be brewing, and something bad, that is. Something destructive, right? Which will take everything down. That's why gold is rising. It just hit a new all-time high of $4,300. Okay? So gold is right now sniffing out something incoming that most people won't even care about. But gold does. Because billionaires and trillionaires are flooding their capital into gold. From Peter Schiff, a gold maxi. This is getting serious. It definitely is. This is not supposed to be happening right now. The collapse could be imminent. I repeat, the collapse could literally be this year if this keeps on going. Gold is at $4,370. It could hit $4,400 tonight. That's a 10% move in just over a week. Something big is about to happen, right? And this person is heavy into gold, guys, if I'm not mistaken. Right, so he's definitely happy about the world or the economy going to S, but probably not, because what everyone does is that if you can't stop the train, right? If you can't stop the train, don't go in front of it, right? You're just going to get run over. Instead, you hop on the train and you ride it, right? You subway surf to make an S ton of money, right? If the damn thing's gonna happen anyway, you might as well. We always said gold, silver, and XRP are the safe, the hedges against a collapse. Vietnam gold market's going crazy. Similar situation happened in Vietnam. Look at this. Everyone's buying to rush. Everyone's rushing to buy gold. Oh yeah, it's getting serious. Everyone's pushing each other, guys. This is crazy. Now. I don't know. I'm guessing somebody who knows this language can see what this is all about, but it seems like they want gold. Wow, guys, I don't know this. Wait, so let's see. Okay, so people were lining up to buy physical gold yesterday when it's the most expensive form to sell it at an all-time high, right? We are extremely close to the macro top. Interesting. So basically, everyone is rushing to buy gold, guys. A physical gold, that is, right? That's the best form of gold because it's tangible. It's right in your hands, and if everything were to collapse, well, that's your form of currency, right? So here's everyone lining up, guys. So many people. Wow, right? Will it become a self-fulfilling prophecy? Remember, it isn't retail that's making gold go higher, by the way. Right? It isn't. It's central banks that have unlimited money, from Richard Hart. So if gold is rising so crazy and everyone wants it so badly, well, gold is sniffing something, not retail. It's the central banks that are, because they have it planned. Whatever event that's incoming, by the way, right, to bring everything down, it's planned. It's pre-planned. If it wasn't pre-planned, gold would just be stagnant. It would just be like this. Let me show you guys. If the event that's coming wasn't pre-planned, it would just be like this. Gold will be like this. Gold, since it's pre-planned, that's why gold is moving like that. Because the insiders are front-running that event, by the way, which is the collapse. Everything else dies. Gold and the hedges rise, right? From Richard Hart. As I told y'all some very months ago, all the truly big moves are giant entities choosing what goes up. Indeed, because it's all manipulated. Can you fathom how much money it actually took to move gold up to 4.2K? So much, because it's the most manipulated asset, guys, right? These precious metals. The trade is what Legacy wants to buy, and that's Bitcoin. And then Ethereum, that's false. Everyone wants gold, right? So look at this, guys. Top assets by market cap. Gold, 30 trillion. It just hit. Okay, $30 trillion. Isn't that pretty insane? Right? Now why though? Why is it rising is the real question. Well, we know. We actually called this move to a T as well. We actually literally called this move. It's called the VIX, the volatility index of the stock market, where stocks become more volatile, and it's rising. It's not gonna stop, by the way. We're gonna investigate further in just a second. So, okay, a black swan could be coming up any moment now. Gold is rising because it's smelling something. It's sniffing out something bad incoming. Could it be this? From Bisco CV, just in, U.S. bank stocks plunge from Reuters. U.S. bank stocks plunge as investors grow uneasy about mounting risks. You guys see? Right? So now we understand why this is all happening. Right? It wouldn't be happening by accident, by the way. And U.S. bank stocks, including all these other banks, fell sharply on Thursday as investors grew uneasy about risk in the sector, which has been shaken by exposure to two auto bankruptcies. Okay, so there seems to be an underlying issue with these banks, which there could be bank runs, right? People could get their money out of these banks, and they probably should, by the way, before it damn collapses. But I think banks have FDIC insurance up to 250K is safe. Otherwise, you're going down with the ship, right? Because all these banks will die sooner or later. It doesn't matter, because that's the end goal, by the way, right? So how do we know a black swan is brewing? Well, we go to this chart. It's the VIX. It's rising heavily. We actually call this move to a T. You guys remember or no? We were talking about this chart, I think, so long ago though, like maybe a month or two ago. And we were on the 2 weekly chart. Okay, maybe this can bring back some memories here when we talk about this. I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, I had to refresh it, guys. Let's go to the 2 weekly charts here. You guys remember we literally called this move. Why? Because there was a hidden bullish divergence or some type of bullish divergence. The first bottom of the RSI, the second one. The price, you guys see? The price was higher from this pivot, but the RSI was lower from that pivot. Right, you could barely tell, but it was. Look at that. That's a bullish divergence, and it's playing out right now. Okay, so this thing is probably going to keep going higher until the black swan is done, said and done and over with. Right, so the black swan could appear any moment now. Okay. Here comes from AMTV Media. Breaking, I figured it out. Trump has secretly replaced the Federal Reserve. Right, basically telling us that they're going to drive gold prices higher and convert them into cryptocurrencies. Listen to this.
All right, this is breaking news. You heard it here first. It all has finally made sense to me. I can't believe I didn't think about this before, but the reason gold and silver prices are skyrocketing to new all-time highs is they're about to do what I predicted years ago. Watch the video on X. I told you that Trump was secretly replacing the U.S. Federal Reserve System, and they were going to reprice Fort Knox gold and silver reserves to buy all the existing liabilities.
That would make sense. It will basically be the end of the Federal Reserve. Okay, no more, because what's driving the Federal Reserve right now is the current system, right? Gold isn't a part of it, right? They took gold out, right, due to a law a long time ago. So gold seems like to be coming back into play. Have you guys realized, right? With XRP and that new financial system, the Fed no more, right? Finally, will we be free? I hope to God we will.
Knox gold and silver reserves to buy all the existing liabilities. Bitcoin, crypto, reset us into the stable coin system, etc. Move into tokenization, as BlackRock is now telling all of us. And so basically, if you didn't understand what I just said, what they're doing is intentionally pumping, Wall Street is, the central banks, gold and silver prices to new record highs. Gold just hit $30 trillion plus. That's massive. That doesn't happen by accident. And the reason they're doing that is they're going to need higher priced gold, higher priced silver to offset their strategic reserve purchases of the new currency and the new gold, Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, Ethereum, cryptocurrencies, as they send that to Decatrillions itself.
Interesting. So the game plan here, he says, is they're going to explode gold and silver to heights never even thought possible. In my honest opinion, I think gold heads to like 30K, right? Because of the collapse, because everyone will want gold. The system, America collapses, right? We're at the end of an era, and then he's basically saying they're going to make that money flood into cryptocurrencies, right? I don't think it's Bitcoin though. I do believe it's XRP. That's when they'll flip the switch, right? Because people are asking, how will they pump XRP to crazy heights, like 4 digits? Well, they literally have unlimited money. You guys see now? If they're pumping gold to these insane numbers, it's easy.
So if you think about it just like mathematically or just, really common sense, they're going to pump one asset up to buy the other asset cheap, then reset the system and use the stable coins that they printed 300 trillion yesterday, not by accident. PayPal. The PayPal mafia does not print 300 trillion, double the economic GDP of the entire planet overnight on accident. I mean, Peter Thiel freaking founded PayPal. All these guys are PayPal. Elon Musk founded PayPal. That's not an accident.
Exactly, guys. Everything is pre-planned. That $300 trillion dollar was not a joke, right? Do you understand that the reset is incoming? So drive precious metals high, and then reset the system, or buy cryptos and then reset the system, and then that's it.
So they're running these tests, shock and awe, which is why they ran the liquidity event recently with Binance and all the exchanges, and we saw the huge drawdown in altcoins because they're lubricating the system, they're checking on stablecoins parity, stability, all those kinds of things, flushing out leverage longs, and then like I've predicted, watch the video on X. It is titled, I just posted it, again, it already had like 1 million views months ago. I was in my green Lamborghini, titled, Breaking Trump has secretly replaced the U.S. Federal Reserve, giant shocks ahead, where I explain that was the optics around Fort Knox. Remember how they said they were going to audit it? Yeah, they did. They just didn't tell us about it. Okay, so now they're repricing those reserves, and they're going to use it to buy cheaper Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP. This is going to be the biggest economic financial event in world history, like what we saw with FTR with his executive action. I expect massive shocks. The financial markets to close, bank runs, the regional banks are going down. I don't know if you saw that today. JP Morgan Chase just incurred a 200 million, roughly cockroach debt implosion on a faulty loan that they took with Tricolor, and that's just the beginning. Jamie Dimon's calling it cockroaches. Did you hear what I said? Rewatch this video. They're pumping gold. This is an institutional move, not retail. Retail.
Exactly, guys. That's what's scary about it. A black swan is imminent. I could tell. Do you understand? Please be safe out there because it's coming.
It's not pumping gold plus 30 trillion. No, this is a short-term pump. Once they have that new capital that they've created by moving the water to the other side of the system, gold, silver, precious bullion, metals, etc., they're going to use that to reprice and reset us into the stablecoin networks and this new system, Bitcoin, crypto, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, that I predicted. That's what's really going on. Like and share. And follow me on X to watch that video. It's posted just like recently.
Indeed, guys. I mean, this is nerve-wracking but exciting at the same time because we're right on the verge of a new financial system. It's happening right before our faces. The revolution will not be televised. Not financial advice. But anyways, guys, hope you guys see ya.